All right, so if you looked at the title, which is probably why you're here, this is about affordable luxury, as I call it. I did see Emily Noel do this video, even though I was already thinking about it. So I'm going to say, hey, let me put her name down here. I also saw, because I was looking around, you know, just trolling and scrolling through YouTube, I saw another person named Daisy Cash do something very similar. So I am putting both of their videos down in the description box, because I don't want nobody talking about, that person did it before you. You just stupid and didn't give them any credit. So here's all the credit. So what I want to talk about is what I want to call affordable luxury, which is great products at really affordable prices that mimic high-end, not necessarily dupe anything, but on their own are very good products. And I love the packaging and all the other stuff. I'll explain in a minute. Just don't go anywhere. Just don't click off. All right, so let's talk about this now. I am a packaging whore. A lot of times things get me based on packaging. And when you think about drugstore affordable brands, you really don't think of packaging and, you know, them doing that well. You know, it's always like, it's drugstore, so it's okay. But I really love it when a product has beautiful packaging, and when it's affordable, that's even better. But not only am I looking at packaging, but also the quality of the products. And let's just be real, affordable drugstore brands have come a long way, baby. Like they used to say on the Virginia Slims commercial, you know, ads, but you've come a long way, baby. And so many of them are just very comparable to the things that we spend a lot of money on. And I know some of us aren't trying to spend that kind of money, whether it's because our budgets do not allow it, or that's just not part of what we see as spending a lot of money on. So these are products that I think are very luxurious in their own right, whether it be, you know, packaging and the product, or product and the packaging is okay. So let's get started. So I'm going to start out with primer. This one right here. Well, actually, I'm going to start out with primer. Yeah, I'm going to do primers and stuff like that. So anyway, let me just talk about this one. This is the Ulta Beauty Youthful Glow Primer Serum. This has hyaluronic acid in it and things. First off, I think the product itself is so pink and pretty, and then you've got the silver top. It is a lovely packaging, but also the primer is really nice. If you're looking for one of those primers that is very glowy and pretty and things like that, and hydrate your skin, this is a very nice primer to use. So, you know, if you're looking for something like that, now let me just say, it's not the most inexpensive. I think it's about $18. But the beauty of Ulta Beauty is they always go on sale, and they'll have things like buy two get two free. So if you do it right, you'll be paying like half price, no more than $10 if you buy it that way. All right, next up is this. This is the Milani Prep and Brighten Rose Oil. They also have the Camellia Oil, but one thing, first off, the packaging is gorgeous. Look at this. It's got this beautiful rose gold top to it. You know, it's a heavyweight glass. Is just gorgeous. And I will say this is a really nice prep oil, because when you put it on your skin, it melts into your skin. It doesn't leave you oily, so it evaporates really well into your skin, and yet it moistens and does brighten your skin. So it's a really good prep oil before you put on your foundation, you know, your makeup. Love it. This is, I don't always use it, but I use this a lot to prep my skin before I put on makeup. Next up is this. This is the WetNWild PhotoFocus. This is the coconut 3-in-1 primer water. Now they have other ones. I use the rose one to spray my to spray my brushes, because I don't like the scent of rose. But they have this, and they have the cucumber. Now first off, WetNWild for the price does really good packaging, because don't you just love how it has this little coconut vibe on it, and they made sure that the top is very conducive to that. Like for instance with the rose is pink, and then it has roses on it. And this is a really nice primer water to prep your face with. If you want to do a prep, if you like to do prep skin, like the primer water, like the Smashbox primer water, this is a great alternative at a very inexpensive price. And like I said, they have 3 different types depending on what you like: coconut, cucumber, or rose. And so it is very, very good pricing. Now, next up is this. This is the Olay Mist, which is the Ultimate Hydration Essence, because y'all know we all loving these facial sprays, and this is just gorgeous. Now this is a plastic package, but it's such a luxurious plastic package, and then it's got this really nice pump on it. The pump works so well. It's got a beautiful spray. It's just a really nice. Now I saw this from Andrea Renee, so I have to say this is an Andrea Renee buy. But it's such a really nice quality product. Now, is Olay super inexpensive? No, but get it at Walmart because it's the cheapest where you're going to get it. At Walmart, I think it's $9.99. But it's just, you know, you can put this on. You can have this on your dresser and it'll be gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's hit on some other complexion products. This right here is the Milani Soft Focus Glow. The reason why I picked this is not only is a nice product, but it does have a really stunning package. You can just, I mean, the packaging is gorgeous. It's got this really nice pump on it. It's got the gold here. The package itself is really pretty, and the actual product is very nice. So this is a complexion enhancer that similar to the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. Now, of course, I do have a spot-on dupe, but this is a really nice dupe for it. If you're looking for this, this has hyaluronic acid, it has rose water in it, cucumber, so it has really good skincare ingredients while it gives you that beautiful glow. I have it on right now. I will say this isn't as glowy as the Charlotte Tilbury. You have to build it up a little more, but it does give you a very soft, subtle glow to the skin. When it comes to foundations, this I'm gonna say is a great foundation. I have 2 of them. Where's the other one? This is a really great foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Freshwear, because not only is it a good, you know, very skin-like finish foundation, which is really what everybody's going for now. Remember back in the day when we was just, foundation was extra thick and cakey and nobody wanted to wear it. Now we have such good technology and the finishes are so much better. This is one of those, and then it has such a pretty package with a really nice pump. Look at that pump on there. Even though my pump looks raggedy and needs to be clean, but just the component itself is gorgeous. So that's a beautiful one. Hold on, I have the other one. Okay, now my other one is this. This is the Revlon Photoready Candid. Now, I'm not going to say the packaging just wows me, but the product itself is beautiful. I'm wearing it today. It is such a natural looking finish to the skin. It's not too matte, but it's like a satin finish. It's not matte, it's not dewy, it's right in that middle ground. So it's really flattering on most skin, you know, types. And it just really does, you know, you don't need a lot of it. It covers beautifully. It's a nice, beautiful medium finish coverage, and I like mediums because it allows your skin to show through. Now, you know, just enough so that it does look like it's your skin. You know, I know my full coverage girls want it to look like a canvas, but people like me, we want a little skin to peek through, so it really does look much more natural. I would say not a bad thing on the full coverage, but it's just, you know, how it rolls. Now, when it comes down to bronzers, I have 2. Now, this one right here wowed me. This is the Flower Heatwave Luminous Bronzer. This is very much similar to Laura Geller's Bronze and Brighten because it has that very, you know, whirly swirly going on, but the whirly swirly works even though I'm not a whirly swirly person. Now, the packaging is kind of like standard plastic, you know, drugstore packaging, but the product itself is so spot on with the quality. So that's why I chose this. And then we have this, which is the Milani one, which is the Silky Matte Bronzer. Now, first off, Milani has an aesthetic, and they do really love this gold. But what I really love on here is the imprints of the product itself, because something about an imprint on a product just makes it seem so much more luxurious to me. It just looks, I mean, it just makes it seem like they put the extra effort in it. And so that's why I really like this one. Next up is a highlighter. I'm gonna go with the highlighter. Now this highlighter is the Catrice 3D Glow. Now I'm gonna say the one thing I do like, let me wipe it off because I have been using it a lot. I like it when the companies use this like shiny black. I mean, if you gotta go plastic, make it a nice shiny black. Like, you know, got some like it's some quality plastic. But once again, I love the imprint, and this is a really nice highlighter under $10. This is a great highlighter under $10. I mean, it's creamy. It just looks so pretty on the skin. I think I'm wearing it today. Maybe I put it on. I'm not sure. I think I did. But it's just so beautiful on the skin. It has the ability to be an extremely glowy bronzer, but then it can be a very, you know, natural looking bronzer depending on how the application. When it comes to, oh, I forgot some stuff. Let's talk primer. How did I forget this primer? How did y'all let me forget this primer? This is the primer that has busted, broken, and blown up the internet, which is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Now, I know some people are like, no, it's not as good. No, it's not as good. But this one is quality. This is like, I like this better than the Tatcha Silkless. And I know people love the Tatcha Primer Silkless because I got it someplace right here. But it don't do nothing for me. But this right here is so quality. And let's be honest, e.l.f. does really good quality products. Now, is the packaging always the greatest? No. But I think this is a nice packaging, you know, nice, you know, the newer packaging with the matte black is very pretty to me. So now let's talk a little blush. Flowers back in it, and it's about the imprint. So it has the Flower Pots, and if this doesn't make sense, it's called the Flower Pots powder blush. And then you have this beautiful this flower imprint. It's similar to the Milani ones, their powder blushes with the, but it's something about this one and this particular color because it's kind of got a little sheen to it. So, Now, speaking of Milani and blushes, now, real talk, I don't really like the packaging. Hold on, what did I do with it? Okay, before I get into let me finish blushing, and I'm gonna have to roll back to concealer because I forgot all about this concealer I had sitting right here. Let's talk about her. Okay, so now let's just look. When the Milani Baked blushes are bae. You know, you cannot go wrong getting these. I mean, and like I always say, go on the Milani site because they have more blush than you see in the store. In the store, you might see four tops, but they have about a dozen or so on there. And this is one of the new ones. This is Sunset Passion. This is so pretty. You cannot go wrong with these. These are so much like the Loreal, you know, swirly blushes, and I found that I like those too. So it's very comparable to those. So if you like the Loreal formula, but you don't want to spend the Loreal money, you can find you a really pretty alternative in the Milani Baked blushes. Now, this one is the most inexpensive, but from the quality, like is Essence, this matte touch. And I know everybody does the satin touch, but I'm talking about the matte touch. These are so nice. Why do I keep saying everything's so nice? Y'all know this. All right. First off, it's got a little star imprint, which is cute, but they're very silky. They are very, you know, they've got just enough pigmentation to create a pretty blush vibe, and they're not powdery. For $2.99, these are really a good buy, and they still, you know, have a very luxurious feel to them, which is, you know, so I mean, really surprising at the $2.99 level. I mean, just really surprising. Now, I don't know how I forgot to say this, but let's talk concealer, because I was trying to go in order, but you see I'm all over the place. Maybe I'll just cut this out and put it where it's supposed to be. we'll think about that. All right, so here we go. Next up is concealer. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. Now, first off, the packaging is gorgeous. You know, it's nice and heavyweight glass. It's got a nice, beautiful black and gold, which is their aesthetic. But this is a spot-on dupe for the Too Faced, you know, the big one that everybody loves, and I love too. But this is so... this is like really, this is one of the best dupes I've ever seen for something like that. It's not, you know, it's not drying, it's not thick. It has a nice, it has a consistency of the Too Faced, and it has the same type of coverage, the same longevity. It's just a really, really spot on, really quality product for $9.99. All right, next up is lipsticks, and then we'll do some eyeshadows. Lipsticks. Now, everybody talks about these, and I have to agree. These are the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine. And all the two videos that I have, they both mention these, and I totally agree. I think these are really good products. These are comparable to any high-end lip balm that you're gonna get. And I'm sorry, I'm not paying $35, $26 for a lip balm, which is a very balmy, you know, very more sheer coverage. I'm not paying that when I can go and get these, and these are $9.99. The component is gorgeous. No, do yourself a favor, just go ahead and buy these. Now I have two more. This one I love, and this is the NYX Suede Matte Lipsticks. Now I've done a whole swatch video on these, and I really like these. The matte is not too matte, but what I really like about them is the component itself. You know, the pricing is perfect. But I like the fact that they've put this little heart on here, and the heart is the color of the lipstick. So you could just pull it out and look at it and know which color, which shade you have. And I love, love, love this. It reminds me with the little heart, similar to the Pat McGrath with the gold lips. And when I saw it, I said, okay. But then they took it to this level where all you have to do is look at them and say, okay, this is the color I was looking for. Thanks a lot, boo. Now, and finally, when it comes to lipsticks, I gotta say Colourpop. Colourpop's tube lipsticks are so gorgeous. You know, the component itself with the stars, and it's this heavy weight. Let me tell you something. Colourpop, their component is much better than the Fenty component. You know, I mean, really, their component is so nice. It's got a nice heavy weight to it. It's, you know, it's the nice metal. And then when you get into it and you look at it, and then it's got the stars on it, you just can't mess with this. You cannot mess with this. And whatever type of formula you like, they have it. They have the creams, they have the mattes, the velvet blurs. The velvet blurs are kind of my favorites between the mattes. I like the mattes, but I like the velvet blurs just a little bit more. I hope they keep doing the velvet blurs. But they are so, they just, you know, you can pull this out and no one would ever think, if they didn't know who Colourpop was, they would think you had a high-end lipstick. They really would. All right, and the final thing is the eyeshadow palette. And I gotta give it to Colourpop when it comes down to quality, consistent quality of good shadows. Hands down, Colourpop does it all the time. But I wanna talk about this particular palette, which is a Sweet Talk palette, from an aesthetic standpoint. This is one of their prettiest palettes, the art that I've ever seen. You know, it's very evocative. It makes you think of spring. I just love the look of this palette. It is one of their best looking palettes. So yes, Colourpop quality, we all know. They don't make too many mistakes when it comes to the quality of their eyeshadows. So that's always on point. But just this particular palette in particular just does something for me from a beautiful product horror aesthetic. This meets the product horror aesthetic. I mean, like, I like the Blue Moons, you know, the 9 pans, but they're, you know, they're plastic. They're not that, you know, they're cute. But this one right here does something for me. All right, so that is it. That is my affordable luxury, you know, list for now. if you have some things that you feel are very, you know, meet the criteria of being considered affordable luxury, you know, drugstore pricing, but just knocks it out the ballpark from quality to packaging, let me know. All right, so put it in the comments. Keep the conversation going. All right, as always, it's your Lulu. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be motherfucking free.